Before you remove your stove and get it ready shipped to your service provider, you should take some digital pictures of the installation. So the front of the stove, the back of the stove in between the wall, picture the flue pipe outside, and also picture your fuel tank and your fuel filter. This is to help us make sure that your Toyostove is properly installed so you get the most efficient, long-lasting Toyostove in your house. Thank you. Hi, my name is Greg McLean. I'm a customer service training manager here at Rural Energy Enterprises. And today I'd like to talk to you about getting your Toyostove ready to ship for service. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to unplug the Toyostove. Now that we have the Toyostove unplugged, the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to disconnect the fuel line coming into the Toyostove. So we want to reach back here. We're going to shut our service valve off. It takes 2 wrenches. We got a 17 millimeter wrench right here. That's going to be our backup wrench. And we're going to use a crescent wrench on the flare nut here. So I'm going to go ahead and take my 17 millimeter, stick it on the stub there, take my crescent wrench, there we go, right on the flare fitting right there. Boom, there we go. Got it nice and freed up right there. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off of here. Then I'm going to put my flare nut cap on my Toyotomi stub. Then I'm going to put my flare nut plug inside the flare fitting coming off of the service valve right there. Tighten all that up to make sure that the system is tight. The next thing that we want to do is we're going to reach back here. We're going to pull our 2 clips off of our flue pipe right here. This clip right here, this is the clip that holds the exhaust 90 into the flue termination. Then we have our another clip back here. When we slide that clip off in the back, that's the clip that holds the exhaust 90 onto the stove itself. We got both of those clips free. I'm going to reach back here. I'm going to grab hold of that exhaust 90 back there, and I'm going to start to wiggle that around a little bit and give it a little twist. Sometimes I got to take a heat gun or my blow dryer and heat the O-rings up a little bit. There we go. Boom. It just popped free right there. So now that I have my fuel disconnected, I've disconnected my flue and my stove's unplugged, I'm ready to go ahead and slide my Toyostove away from the wall. The next thing that I want to do is I'm going to remove the 2 Phillips head screws that hold the front panel on. So we're going to go ahead and take this one off right here. And we're going to go ahead and take the other one off that's located on the side right there. If you have a newer style of Toyostove, please visit our website at rural-energy.com. Click on support, click on Toyostoves. Go in there. There's a really, really nice video in there, folks, about how to take the cover off your new Toyostove. So on my old Toyostove here, I'm just going to pull this bottom out. Now that we have the fuel line and the flue disconnected from the Toyostove, we remove the front cover. We're going to go ahead and drain the fuel sump out. What I have here is I have a nice little 2x4 block. I like to put this 2x4 block underneath the far end of the Toyostove here. By placing the 2x4 under the end of the Toyostove there, that's going to pitch that a little bit of angle, which is going to help us get the fuel out of the fuel sump. Okay, so now that we have this ready to go ahead and take this out, what we're going to do, we're going to take a paper towel, we're going to fold that baby up, and we're just going to roll it up here a little bit and just make a nice little rag out of it. We're going to lay that right down in between the frame and the fuel sump. Next thing I'm going to use, I have my oil catch right here. It comes with the Toyostove, and this little tongue right here that's sticking up, this is going to go in between the fuel sump and the frame. So here we go. I'm going to set that down in there, and I got to kind of wiggle it around a little bit. Nope, missed it that time. There she goes. Fit right in there, snapped right into place. There it is right there. Now, I'm going to take some of my paper towel right here. I'm going to fold that up underneath this fuel sump right here, just in case I happen to spill a little bit of oil. I want to catch all that oil. Okay, there we go. So we're going to take the 2 Phillips head screws down here. They're the smaller of the 2 screws, and they're down there by the funny looking plate, which is our fuel inlet sump screen. And we're just going to go ahead and loosen those up. Give that baby a little tap to make sure that that's free. That's going to go ahead and let the fuel out of the distribution system. Then over here, there's a larger Phillips head screw there at about the 8 o'clock position. And that's actually going to drain our fuel sump down. So we're going to go ahead and just spin that on out of there. There she goes right there. And all the fuel that's in there is going to run out into our tuna can right there. we're going to go ahead and tap this little valve assembly down here again. That looks good. I don't see any oil coming out of there. So now I know that all the oil is out of the Toyostove. I'm going to go ahead and tighten everything back up again. There we go. I got that nice and tight right there. I'd go ahead and take my oil catch out. And use this rag to mop up any oil that's in here, any oil that's anywhere. Okay. I want to make sure that I properly dispose of my oil that's left over in my tuna can. We're going to have about a half a tuna can to a third tuna can of oil. And the best thing to do with this oil is to dump it in your burn barrel and burn it up. Do not dump the oil outside on the ground. I like to burn it in the burn barrel or in the fire pit. Dump it in there, light it on fire, burn it off. That way we don't have to worry about that contaminant getting anywhere. So now we have removed the flue. We've drained the fuel sump. So we're going to get this baby ready to ship now. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our cover back on here. I'm just going to go ahead and take my 2x4 out. Excellent. Okay, now what I'm going to do here next, I'm going to go ahead and spin this Toyostove around for us. There we go. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and pull my elbow off of my flue pipe. I'm going to go ahead and put that right back on the Toyostove again. When I'm back here at the flue pipe, I want to make sure that I pull the gray rubber cap off and inspect this cap right here to make sure that we don't have some type of crack or that we need to be replaced. We're looking good so far. So now that we have that on there, let's go ahead and put this clip back in here. Excellent. There that goes. And then we go ahead and take this elbow and come right around and come right onto that elbow right there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up a little bit to hold that on there. I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up a little bit to hold that right on there. There we go. Now that baby's nice and tight. I got the clip right there. Next thing that I want to do is I want to take my power cord and I want to just go ahead and wrap it around this fan basket right here. And I can tuck this top section in right here. This is ready to go. It needs to be boxed well. If you have your existing box that the Toyostove came in with the foam inserts, just put it back in the box. We want to make sure when we're going to ship this that we want to have this combustion air pipe on here with the elbow. That's going to tell us what's going on with your flue pipe. What we're going to do is we're going to open up the plastic sack so that it fits over that flue pipe securely. There we go. There we go. Just get this baby bunched up here a little bit. Over the flue pipe it goes. I have some tape right here, electrical tape, whatever type of tape you have is going to work fine. And we're just going to go ahead and just tape this up so that we know that there will be no flue gases, no soot, anything coming out of our Toyostove when it's off being serviced. Make sure you call Rural Energy Enterprises before you ship your stove for a service ticket number. Make sure that that service ticket number is clearly written on the box of the piece of equipment. Ship it general delivery to one of your nearest hubs here in Anchorage. So that's going to be like NAC, Everett, Alaska Air Cargo. We'll come pick it up and we'll take it back. Thank you.